So in this section, we're going to cover the terms related to digital media and e-learning, just to make sure you kind of know the jargon and you know what I'm talking about as we go through this course. So the first thing is Aria Labels, and Aria stands for Accessible Rich Internet Applications. And they can be attached to objects like buttons, images, text boxes, graphs, tables, and it gives the user more information about the function of the object. So for example, if we have a button, the Aria label will automatically become whatever text is on the button. So it'll say button, go to the website. You know, it'll tell the user what the thing is, and the label will be the text that's on the button. So if there's no text on a button, then they won't know what the button does. The button doesn't have a label. And so assistive technologies like screen readers won't know what the button does. And it's very important that they understand what's going to happen when they click something or navigate to something. So in my e-learning courses, I've never had a need to edit the Aria labels. They're actually created for you in most cases. And so most programs that I've worked in actually I don't have the ability to change that. The only thing I can change is kind of the label that tells the user what to do. So for example, the button is automatically labeled as a button if it is clicked to do something. You know, programs recognize that. I don't have to tell it. I don't have to tell Storyline that. It does it for you. The important thing that you have to add on is what it does. So just don't worry too much more about that. It doesn't actually affect you that much. Alt text affects you a lot, okay? So alternative text is similar in function to an Aria label. It can be used to describe the function of a button, right? It's that like that extra little label, but it's truly designed to be used for images. So it provides an opportunity to give an alternative text-based description of an image. Now, there's some ways to go about doing this. Like the best practice is you should never start out saying image of or graphic of. That's already, that Aria label of graphic, you know, that it's an image, that's already been added. You don't need to tell the user again what it is. They already know that. What they need to know is what's happening in the image. So is it a pink sunset, a large dog catching a frisbee, or a bar graph that compares the total sales for March, April, and May? May had the most sales and April had the least. You know, so like you need to just tell them what's happening in the image. Don't need to tell them that it is an image. That's just a redundant. Typically, the term transcript refers to a text-based version of an entire piece of work. So like the whole video, or a collection of videos, or for a course, the transcript like is for the whole course, videos and all. This is usually a document you offer or include with your course. Notes could also be used and collected into a document, to a transcript. However, notes usually mean like it's the slide level. So notes are a text-based alternative per section or per slide, per page. That's the only difference there between them. So basically a transcript is just the collection of all the notes. So in other words, notes are provided piece by piece and a transcript is provided kind of all at once. Closed captions are sections of text that are identical to and occur in time with a piece of audio. So they can also include additional descriptions such as music is playing, baby is crying, horns are honking. So they can include sound effects. Those are typically in parentheses to indicate, hey, this is a sound effect. Something a lot of people don't know is that caption files are actually separate from the audio and video file. These are two separate things. Caption files are commonly a VTT file or an SRT file. So a VTT file is more robust than an SRT file because they actually contain style codes for fonts and different colors and do different alignments. So they're actually more flexible. SRT files are just basic. It's just like, here's the text, boom, nothing fancy about it. And it doesn't, there's actually no preference for either one. The standard is just get some captions on that screen. So anyway, but different platforms might accept only one type. So be sure, like when you're working with something, that you know which type of caption files you're going to need, because obviously a lower end media production is going to probably use SRT because they're more basic, requires less coding to, work with those. A keyboard shortcut is one or more keys used to perform a function or action within a software. So most software applications that you've used have their own unique keyboard shortcuts, whether you've used them or not, they do exist. It enables users who are unable or don't want to use a mouse to still use a program with only a keyboard. A published storyline course comes with keyboard shortcuts built in, and I'll show you how to find those. A screen reader is an application that works alongside other computer programs, and it's typically used by those with limited or no vision. So it can read text and HTML code, so it can read those Aria labels. And it can read, the buttons and what's going to happen in the alt text. It reads all that using a computerized voice. So, for example, on this page, the screen reader would announce the title. It would say, Header 1, Screen Reader. Then it would read the text box. It would say, this software for low, blah, 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 blah. Then it would say, Graphic, hands typing on a Braille keyboard. And so, it reads what's on the screen, what you've told it to read. Actually, if I had not done any effort to prepare this for screen readers, it would actually read all these little decorative images as well. So that's why it's really important to understand a screen reader, how it works, and how you make sure your course works with it. And the focus order is exactly how you do that. So it is really just what it sounds, and you might have heard it called the reading order, the announcement order. It used to be called the tab order. It just basically is the order in which a screen reader is going to announce the content. So by default, a screen reader will move from left to right as it moves down. So for example, it would give me the heading, focus order first, and then it's going to tell me the image, and then it's going to go back over, and it's just going to track just like you would read through a page. And that works well for a lot of things, but sometimes that is not going to work well at all. And so you have to go in and adjust that focus order, especially for removing decorative content. You want to get that out of the focus order. I don't need anyone to know about this shape up here. It adds nothing to the course. And also when you're working with layers, you need them to be in order. So, anyway, that's how you do that. And then finally, what is a disability? So a disability is a legal term, and it describes a physical or mental condition that limits a person's movements, senses, or activities. So it's generally considered a disadvantage that substantially limits one or more major life activities. So let's sum it up, okay? Aria labels are bits of HTML code that give assistant technology information about the purpose and function of a feature. Alt text is read by screen readers. It's usually added to graphics to explain what the graphic is. It can also be added to other objects as well. Transcripts and notes are used to share course content in a text-based format. Closed captions are added to videos or any animated content, even if it's silent, and to audio files. Keyboard shortcuts are unique to each program, and they provide a way to perform actions using a key or combination of keys. A screen reader uses a computerized voice to announce page features and information to those with low or no vision. The focus order is the order in which screen readers will announce content, and a disability is a legal term to describe a condition that limits major life activities.